This presentation is a presentation on the thermal energy community. It's a presentation by Kevin Gallant, Chris Anderson, talk about how antimony and this simple tower can effectively change the way energy is in society. First thing I want to mention is that in order to do this, it really is an innovation effort, and the experience I have in mobile tower and solar, 7 years experience, thermal fan coil system for a youth house for LED lights, and St. Michael's Basilica, and my patent that was presented in 2008 clearly gives me the power to help in this long-term goal. So what is the next energy solution? I believe it's thermal solar and wax, which creates both heat and DC. I believe we need a third prototype, which I'm halfway through, that can wow the public, scientists and engineering. And we really have to pitch gas companies. For those that aren't aware, today natural gas, shale and methane all can form a wax type that we can actually melt with the phase change material. What is the solution? See on the right, I have built a couple of helix solutions. In the helix will become a WAP. As your airflow goes through, it melts it. And wax doesn't not necessarily have to come from oil or natural gas, beeswax or soybeans. But in a sense, the environment, you don't have to burn this. It's just melted and goes into a solid state. One of the predictions I see in years to come are kids that methane or biogas from fermented waste in huge tanks can process gas, which in turn makes wax blocks for the future for heat, home heating storage or commercial storage. And the ultimate thing is that there's no burning. So, you know, what is the cost right now for energy? 20% is heating water for a typical home. 60%, 50 to 60 is heating the air in your home. All that can be solved with solar thermal quite easily with the right storage plenum, we call it. In the summer, when you don't need the heat, convert it to DC electricity. It's free heat, so why not? Just reverse your bill and take the remainder 20% that heats, that runs your microwave, that runs your dryer or other conveniences, and reverse that bill. The key minerals, antimony. Without it, it's a long story, but if you take two differential metals, bismuth and antimony, you can actually create DC current. They did it in World War II in the trenches when they needed to communicate by communication. They used antimony from bombs and bismuth and created a way to create DC current to charge the batteries in the trenches in the World War. Without that war, I don't think this solution would ever become a solution for thermodynamic or thermoelectric solutions. So the value proposition is that yes, we have wax that stores 4 times more heat than water at the same volume. The optimum temperature for melting the phase change materials is this window, about 45 to 60 degrees Celsius. Tons of waxes meet that, including paraffin and others. I use Astro waxes. This is a solar panel, typically that would, run hot air in here. I use fan coils for solar glycol systems. Photovoltaics are a myth. I believe solar thermal. This is the one we produced for the MREAC Youth House, and I can give you a tour. It's a great system with zoned fan coil systems. This basically heats water, but in 1 hour these tanks are full when the sun's out. It's a very efficient system. So what do? This is the key for antimony. Antimony can generate what's called a thermoelectric DC current. This is an off-the-shelf TEG power source. There's a lot of patents on this. So this is not new technology. We just have to adapt it to our new system. Thermal storage is the future. There's a lot more days now. MREAC alone receives 2,000 hours of sunlight per year. Solar thermal is made right in Atlantic Canada in Dartmouth. They ship Europe by the crate loads. CanC is a Solar Association Canada that's very strong in Canada, and wax is easily obtained from many gas sources or natural sources. We need to talk to our customers. Who's ultimately our target? Find an investor to finish our prototype, develop full-scale solution. In this day and age, economics are the key, and we need to establish customer feedback early on full scale when we get there. So that's mobile wireless innovation. That's brand this energy product, create new IP, satisfy our customers. Is it commercial or is it small mobile home installations? I don't know. Most difficult thing about our solar thermal energy community is investors. It is my long-term goal. It is my wish. Hopefully I fulfill whoever the customer is needs. I believe the value proposition's there. The strengths are there. What do we do next? Let's look for a key partnership, and we need a clean tech investor. I hope you can help me out. Thanks. Kevin Gallant.